Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. I was a little surprised myself when I received the invitation.
Kazuha, when we saw you in the distance...
Ah, yes. You see, when I came off, I could tell they were not footsteps of a regular... Even though I didn't...
Oh!
Huh. Fascinating. It's almost hard to believe such things could happen. Sure, here it is.
Last time, I only know Okin's story this time, Big. Well, if Paimon were to rate today's story, it sounds pretty unfortunate.
I don't think there's anything particular.
But according to the story, huh? Traveler, what are you thinking about?
Ah, by the way, in Liyue and while sailing at sea...
Wow, that's an... Albedo, we figured out a way to help...
Interesting. Stamped seal. Indeed, it is an efficient solution. If we use a stamp, then Xingqiu won't have to struggle with this. Since Xingqiu's sign, but
Yes, that's it, Jinyu. You're writing...
My apologies, but I simply can't do it any-
You just had a 10...
When it comes to pushing a deadline...
No wonder Lady Yai would...
Whoa, this is getting...
Mr. Hiroyama, we in both Liyue and of course. First, well, in addition, All
right, I think...
So,
Mr. Hirayama, it suddenly occurred, but if we adopt it, and if all the
if you think it's feasible, I would certainly be happy.
Yes.
In that case, I shall cut...
It is a great honor to use...
My pen name is...
Great! But
I'm sorry to have kept you busy for so long, Jinyu. Please, take the books that Jinyu or...
We did it!
thanks to everyone's efforts, Onodera and I...
that's... We still have some time to burn.
Traveler, there you are.
Oh, it's a...
I was just going to the fest. This bar just happened to be close by. But the paper she Here's the paper. Please.
Huh. All the poems we found before...
And even though there are only 2 short... The position of the...
If we take the poem literally, it reads, "Speaking of which, I have an..."
So, shall we... Wow, look! It's... Let Paimon see... plagiarized words in the poem.
You see, Paimon, in the past, to ensure the text lasted, such special inks are time-consuming. However, since Akihito's poetry collection was an important... But as for the plagiarized poems, not only would they lack Akihito's seal, but the words would also react differently when exposed.
Which means
Yes, it appears that although the story is saddening, Kazuha, Ayaka.
I would be delighted.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Long ago, Inazuma had 5 legendary poets. People bestowed upon them the title of the 5 Kasen.
One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Akahito had once belonged to the 5 Kasen. Each poem he composed, he marked with a scarlet red seal, hence the Aka in his name. Such a distinguished writer was he, and yet one of the poems he had submitted the previous year was found to be plagiarized. Akahito was exiled for his crimes, and only 4 of the 5 Kasen remained.
Sumizome went over Akihito's poems and noticed that the plagiarized poem lacked his seal. She immersed his poetry in a stream nearby, and only on the plagiarized poem did the ink run. Aoi no Okina passed by and witnessed Sumizome's doing, which he then recorded in a poem. Thus transpired the events of Suiko's poetry submission, and this is where the story comes to an end.
Yeah. Ever since one of the 5 costs, it's just that... How could the...
Oh!
Huh? Not noticed what?
What he means is that the...
Huh?
That's right. The key lies in the poem that Aoi no Okina wrote after an average person could never understand the scene of a young girl. Even Aoi no Okina couldn't. However, for the perpetrator, he was worried that if this poem was seen by the shogun, then the shogun could. So in desperation, he threatened Aoi.
Which means... The one who threatened Aoi no Okina is the same person that framed Akahito. What?
That's right. Though there are only 4 poems, they still managed to tell the complete story of all 5, since the shogun mentioned in the poems is certainly not the one of the 5 kasen.
Oh!
However, the story of the 5 Kasen has more or less reflected everything that's been happening around us, which begs the question, is there a Kuronushi in our world as well?
A Kuronushi?
Speaking of which, I wonder if our dear Kazuha has come up with anything.
Oh, right! Kazuha! He's been pretty quiet this whole time. Let's ask him!
Our crowdsourcing competition is now underway. Take part and win prizes.
Hey, Kazuha! Are you okay? You've been...
Apologies for making a wild assumption.
Yes. A few things did come to mind, actually. I don't mind sharing the stories, but I'd prefer not to bring...
Hey! Hey, we're off.
Kaidehara.
The Raiden Gokuden?
It appears that Miss Kamisato, but it also has much to do with the Yashiro Commission.
It's fine. Though, however, this matter is somewhat complicated and... Has the Raiden Gokuden were one... Unfortunately, the descendants of the...
Whoa!
Yes, but that's all. My grandfather would, and in my generation...
I heard my elder brother mention that the decline of the Raiden Gokuden happened very rapidly. Later, there was... However, since not every family of the Raiden Gokuden...
Indeed. However, I know not only did it affect the Kaedehara clan, but it nearly jeopardized... After reading the story of the 5 Kasen, I can't help but...
What exactly happened?
I still can't say. I will tell you everything I know that...